Can you tell me why all of a sudden you hear the hydraulics shift down? Can you tell me what the loud thud was that we heard hit the inside of the trash can? Or can you tell me why, when they hit the compactor button, not only did it go down one compression, not only did it gear down two compressions, but it squealed. It was so hard to push down. And Katie Proudfoot, when I asked you on the phone, what did you throw away that was so heavy? And your answer to me was, I don't know, I don't remember. But I'm sure it was just a slip of the mind. But remember, elevated truth is an unhinged, mentally unstable, violent man. You got to ask yourself, when I started talking about a truck, why did Chris Proudfoot come up so angry out of nowhere? Why did Chris Proudfoot try to call Queen Bee the day everything was being exposed 2 weeks ago? He didn't call me. I was the one talking about it. Now, let me say, I'm not saying that as though Queen Bee was into some shit. No. Because see, what he did is he would make a habit out of making you feel like you were the only one he was talking to. And he thought somehow we were stupid enough not to talk to each other. Is Queen your handler? Yeah, she is. Which is different than your dad, who was probably your peddler. Have a good day. I said peddler, not diddler. Don't come for me. You can do that for him. Y'all push this. Y'all made this happen. You haters. You think you know everything, motherfuckers. Jonesing. Nonsense. J for J. And by the way, Jay, why don't you tell people what you really know? Why don't you tell people about your real relationship with Chris Proudfoot? Or are you going to make somebody else tell that story? Hey, Chris, that courthouse ain't very far from your house. Go file defamation charges. I'll be there with your recordings. And don't think for a second that I forgot that you told me, and I'm pretty sure that Clue and Cletus was on the phone when it happened, that you weren't worried about anybody fucking talking about anything you said, because accidents happen, right? Oh, and you know how you came out here and you said Sebastian never did anything to your daughter? Were you lying to the community, or were you lying to us? Just asking. Now, then again, based on what I know about you now, that could have just been a lie. So I won't put that on Sebastian. But don't you dare fucking say you didn't say it, bitch. And by the way, you know how to get on a panel. I'm right here. Maybe I should get a man card. Will that get you up here quicker? Because if you think you can come up here and talk your way out of this one, I promise it won't work this time. Because as soon as you do, I'm going to reach over to this phone and I'm going to pull these files up and I'm going to start hitting play. Stop fucking with people. Stop fucking with people's lives. And stop directing YouTubers to do your fucking dirty work. Capiche? Bitch. Now, if Granny's attorney needs to get in touch with me for any evidence, Granny, please make sure and let me know, and I will be more than glad to get in touch with your attorney for you and provide whatever he needs. Because, see, until now, I haven't been able to say shit. I haven't been able to help anybody. I haven't been able to do shit. Because I was brainwashed into believing everything I was staying silent about was to protect Sebastian. And the truth of it is, no, it wasn't. No, I don't know if y'all did anything to Sebastian. My heart feels a certain way. My heart feels that Katie took his life, put him in that dumpster, that trash can. That's my belief. And I believe at the transfer center, it was pushed around a little too much. They just didn't find what they were looking for at the final place. Now I live every day hoping that he's somewhere and he's going to come back. But you also lied to us. Both of y'all did. That's right, Katie, you too. You told me, Clue, and Cletus that the dash cam in your car is activated by movement on the outside of the car, which is why we always stood on the belief nothing could have happened in that garage. But see, what happened was Chris got to talking a little bit too much on a video. And he said it only activates when you open the car. Were your trash cans outside that night, or were they in the garage? Why did you lie to us? Why did you tell us that he couldn't have slept in the garage? Because if he had, the dash cam would have caught it. No, I'm not looking at the chat. I have no idea what y'all are saying. I want to know. And don't come out here calling me all these names and da-da-da-da-da. Just answer the questions. You have been responsible for causing a level of hell in my personal life that I could never start to talk about on the internet. You, Chris Proudfoot. Katie Proudfoot. And subsequently, in my opinion, you too, Seth. Sure do. It's funny, Katie, for you to hate somebody so much, you sure could recall having sex with him real well. You want to know what's weirder? Your old man was on the phone and didn't seem to care. Kind of like the same way you were trying to get on me, and he was encouraging it. And then I would have to get off the phone and go with Clue and Cletus on the phone to my wife and explain to her what had just happened so that she was aware. Once again, if I'm lying, call me a fucking liar. I find it. Tuesday, November 11th. Well, maybe Julie should reflect on this shit. And now she might understand CP and KP feel with her bullshit videos and stuff she said about us. Fuck this bitch. My response, I don't know what the hell she's talking about right now. I'm lost. Chris, she's just doing this shit to get sympathy and bullshit. Listen, guess she doesn't like it when folks are talking about her husband and kids. Pot calling kettle black. LOL. Hey, all you motherfuckers who hated on Julie, I'd suggest y'all run to her and apologize to her. I'm going to give y'all a quick little guess. Who do you think this next little bit of conversation is about? It's a creator. Oh, y'all are so smart. Y'all are so fucking smart. This is where the game gets played. This is where the I don't like this person, I only like you happens. All right. So the last one I read you was November 11th. I don't hear from Chris again until Friday, February 6th. Go look through the live streams. This is going to make a lot of sense. Hey, man, this woman is batshit insane. She's so full of shit. I said, oh, you think? He says, so that message was at 10:28 p.m. I responded at 10:31 p.m. At 1:37 in the morning, he goes, oh my God, this shit is so funny. Oh my God, this shit is so funny. Do y'all remember what happened that night? Anybody remember? Dark Horse sound familiar? The cam slip? You know, the woman that came out of nowhere from Colorado? You know, the picture we've never seen? I'm about to fuck your head up. I'm about to fuck your head up. Where's Seth's California friends? Oh, no, no. I'm not talking about Taco. No, 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 no. Seth's best friend. You know, the one that had just gotten out of jail the day or two before, or the week before, sorry, Sebastian went missing, you know, around the same time that alleged police phone call happened. Oh, maybe I'm just insane. You know, the ones that moved here right down from Seth, and then right after Sebastian went missing, the son went to jail in Davidson County, and the mom took off back to California. Yeah, allegedly. But they're worried about green hoodie person. Who led the search parties for Sebastian? Who gave the suspected route Sebastian went? Who provided that information? How would he know? How would he know? You know, there's an old saying, you keep your friends close, you keep your enemies closer, right? Y'all familiar with that saying? Yeah, that's all. I was going to spend this time exposing UA. No reason. It don't matter. Because see, people get away with things. People get away with whatever they want. So if I would drive by someone's alleged home and then tell their friend that you tell truth, he better stop or shut up because I'm 10 minutes from his house and I'll come over there and pop him in his head. Would that be okay? So why is it okay for someone like UA to admit to driving past my house, knowing where I live, saying that her friend lives right down the street from me, showed a picture of the house. And then did y'all know, funny enough, on that exact same day, my neighbor's house did this on purpose. They posted my neighbor's house so they could say, oh, we didn't dox him. It was the next door neighbor. But they did it so I would know what house it was. But if you don't put the actual house, then it's not a dox. So you put the neighbor's house. And then you get them to admit, that's not my house, that's my neighbor's house. And then you just doxed yourself. Y'all think people are stupid. This goes for anybody. Go ahead and come to my house if you want to. Just do me a favor before you come. Put yourself a new pair of underwear on. There ain't a funeral director in this world that wants to smell your shit. UA talks to Chris. UA talks to fucking the fucking, never mind. That's a whole nother route of fucking shit. Y'all been lied to about that too. Fuck, let's just talk about the lies. Y'all been lied to about what happened with the fucking PI and whether the Proudfoots paid him or not. How about that? Why don't y'all ask me how I know? I'm throwing myself all under the bus today, and I don't even care because I was new to the community and I have a heart. Thank you, Cajun73. How do you know, sir? Because I am the one who contacted SF and offered to pay the entire bill for the Proudfoots to be able to have a PI to find Sebastian. That's how I know. That's how I know. And do you know what happened to that request? To pay for everything, transportation, search parties, all the above. Do you know what answer I got? They're not interested in you doing that. If you don't believe me, I'm sure you can watch the chat. You'll get an answer from someone you trust. But I'm a piece of shit, right? This was early on. I'm talking about early on when Chris had talked to us about how broke they were, how they were going to lose everything. They couldn't afford to search for Sebastian. This isn't a pat on my back. I was willing to cash in savings, and a lot of it, most of it, if it meant finding Sebastian. So when I say I came here to find Sebastian, I wasn't fucking lying. But no, it was turned down. And then 3 weeks later, SF was their private investigator. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm going to use some assumption here, not facts. The only way you can get information from a client and still be able to use it against them is if you don't receive financial anything from it. And if you notice, the contract that was between them was between SF and Sebastian, not the Proudfeets. I have a question. How can you have a contract with someone who never signed the contract and is missing? And to be honest with you, when I talk to Fisher about this, Fisher actually said to me, he goes, man, if I can get them to do this, if I can get them to agree with it, I'll just charge you airfare and room and board. We'll figure everything else out. That's what Fisher said to me. He didn't tell me, hey, I need $20,000 down and $10,000 every time I do something. No, sir, that's not what he said. He said, I tell you what, if we can figure this out, all I need is the transportation and housing paid for. He said, I'll cover the rest. And then it got denied. Why? Why? So when people talk shit about Steve Fisher, that's why I don't sit and talk shit about Steve Fisher. Because he's good at what he does. He's found a lot of people. And I'm pretty sure, and I haven't spoken to him since, not even once, that as a businessman, when someone's offering to pay full price and the potential client says, no, thank you, that's got to be a red flag. They're going to turn my world upside down because of this today. They are going to turn my world upside down. Listen, my frustration with UA is a personal frustration with UA. My frustration with UA has nothing to do with the case, has nothing to do with Sebastian. That's why I said, all right, I'm just going to leave her out of this, because without fail, some of these motherfuckers are going to try to put the two of them together, and they're nowhere near the same.